Virgo, welcome to your weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is going to be for November 16th through the 22nd. My name is Athen, and this is for Sidereal Astrology, very different from mainstream astrology, which you can find more about down below. All right, Virgo, so this week, a very important aspect. Saturn gets within 1 degree orb of his square up to Neptune, which is the planet of, it's the planet of our dreams, the planet of our visions. And Neptune is going station direct on Wednesday, right when Saturn gets within that 1 degree. So essentially what this means is, Saturn is the planet of reality. Neptune is the planet of not reality, but still important non-physical spiritual connection. And so here it often feels like what's real meets with our dreams or meets with our visions. And so in this way, it sort of does a reality check. And around Wednesday, especially with Neptune going direct, if there was any type of disillusionment that we've had over the past 6 months, a lot of that presents itself. The reality presents itself. And so now over the next few weeks, this is going on all the way through December 5th. There is that grounded, slow and steady approach to to those things that we do find important, that we do have that vision for or that dream for. But the reality, when the reality comes, it may not come that easy because it is that square. But the more willing we are to integrate, the more patient we are, the more we're willing to work hard on it in the long term, then it's a great way of working with this transit. And this is nothing new. In fact, we've already been feeling this leading into this week because Saturn's a very slow-moving planet. But, if you've been feeling any type of confusion, any type of doubt about the future, that sort of thing, it's also about bringing in more of the faith and trust while working hard and having that disciplined approach. So for you, it's the discipline and hard work when it comes to either the daily stuff, when it comes to your communications, when it comes to the correspondence, when it comes to learning, reading, writing, whatever it's been for you in the third house, maybe even socializing. All of that stuff is great for you to really take seriously right now at the moment and work hard at, in fact, for the next few years. Now, with this square up to Neptune, that will be grounding you, right? So bringing that extra attention to the more communicative, intellectual aspects of the experiences. Now, this Neptune has been creating the visions and ideals with your work or with your daily activities, with your health, your diet, whatever it might be for you personally. And so there's uncertainty there, but there's also dreams. And so it's about balancing that, grounding that, and it'll be through the daily communicative exchanging energies, right? Whether it's exchanging mentally with yourself, learning more about the practical aspects of life, reading that book, writing, whatever it might be, will be grounding those visions and ideals to make them into something real. So that's going to be, like I said, all the way through December 5th. It's very subtle. We're not even going to be in the exact position yet. So it's going to be, slowly throughout this week, but I feel like those energies will certainly be presenting themselves if they haven't already. So this early part of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the sun does conjoin up to Mercury. Mercury's behind the sun in this configuration, and this is in your second house. So there could be a lot of passion, a lot of self-expression involving your values, and maybe even involving your the material aspects of life. There's been a lot of focus there. The last new moon, the same lunar cycle we're in now, is about continuing to expand, continuing to grow when it comes to your security in life, financial security, material security, the simple pleasures, enjoying life, maybe even connecting to nature. So that's going to continue, an excellent week to continue to focus on that in this early part. Do bring that extra attention to the learning aspects of it. Bring extra attention to your work and career as well, because this is your ruler going behind the sun. There's a lot of passion. There's a lot of that fiery energy coming through. So it'll be important to ground that and to stay present with you, with your being, with your communications, your self-expression, your mind even. And if so, then it can be a very passionate time. In fact, it could be some more new beginnings involving those second house things. So that's the first half of the week. And then around Friday, we have some new aspects. Your ruler sextiles up to the North Node. And so there is nice supportive energy here involving your life path over the past 2 years, which has been about discovering more about yourself, getting your energy levels moving, your vitality. You've got Mars in this first house now. You've got Venus here. There's a lot of that positive energy going towards your self-image, yourself, maybe even relationships and things like that, but really on focusing on, expressing yourself, moving forward with your goals, and enjoying yourself in the process. So that's going to be a very nice energy to work with. Then on Friday, same sort of time period, a little bit later, Friday, Saturday, Venus does square up to Pluto. So this is intensity generally in relationships for you, maybe with your interactions in terms of all this self-assertive sort of energy. But the key with this is to bring that compassion into the mix and to be open to change. It's a great time to really see the change within self through learning more about yourself, especially on the emotional body, which has been Pluto in your 4th house. The change in life, the change in terms of your short-term goals, the things that you've been pursuing, the things that you want, but having non-attachment in the process. That's the key with Pluto. And when we have non-attachment, then it can be very powerful to create change in terms of what we want, what we're pursuing, which is all the 1st house. So compassion when it comes from the feelings, I think tapping into that will be a great way of working with it. But yeah, it could be very intense, especially when it comes to the material stuff. Maybe if you've been thinking about making change there in the material, financial things, it's a great time to do that. Could be very constructive, as well as change to your perceptions on life. So that's going to be Friday, and then as we go in towards the weekend, the sun does sextile up to the north node, so there is more positive support going into the self-understanding, self-exploration, your drive, your motivation, getting your energy levels moving, and this is all about independent energy too. And then over the weekend, Mars from your 1st house sextiles up to Saturn going into next week. Very nice for that slow and steady approach to things in the long term, which right now is, again, really solidifying your mind, really solidifying your communications, seeing things for how they are, but not worse than how they are, which is Saturn in the 3rd house, and grounding that so that you can continuously grow slowly and implement these visions or ideals that you might have with either your work, your health, your diet, or anything that you do on a daily level. All right, Virgo, so have a great week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Take care.